Hey, Shalom family, at this time, may the peace of y'all be with each and every one of you brothers and sisters. I'm here showing you once again dealing with the third temple, brothers and sisters. When the third temple is going to be built, I'm giving you some information that is very important, brothers and sisters, to show you what's going to take place during that time period. I'm reading from the prophet book called Ezekiel, chapter 45, and I'm going to finish off chapter 45, starting with verse 15. I'm going to try not to make this video too long. Then I have a special treat to show you at the end in the prophet book, Hosea, chapter 3, to show you the very importance of this, brothers and sisters. And so in this video as well, you're going to see why we never had a Messiah who died for our sins. And you can know the whole New Testament was false. So even in this information, what I'm going to show you that is very important. It's all in the prophets. And when the prophets is told to you right, and in truth and in honesty, brothers and sisters, you will see all of these things without all of the confusion. See, what brings the confusion is somebody twisted and added to and took away from the Hebrew writings. And that's what they done, brothers and sisters, when they came up with their own book. Yes, even before we was born in this generation, these things took place, been going on now for over thousands of years, brothers and sisters. And so this is what we have. And so that was the great deception, the great lie that went out into all the earth, brothers and sisters, to bring forth a false Messiah. So let's get into this, and we're looking at the third temple and all the functions that are going to be taking place in the third temple when we go back home and rebuild the third temple in the slaughter place. And in seeing this prophecy, you see that the animal offerings is being reinstated. And you see about how the Sabbaths, if you watch all the series right here, you see how the feast days will be operated and the functions that goes inside of keeping the feast days, the new moons, and the weekly Sabbaths. You see all of them require animal offerings, which we're going to get into right here in verse 15. So let's get into it. It reads, it said, and one lamb from a flock, and from 200, and from the water pastures of YAH. Every time I say YAH, that's the real name, which the modern term is Israel. So YAH for grain offerings, and for ascending offerings, and for peace offerings, to make atonement for them, declares Master Yah. See, the offerings is given at the different times to make atonement. What I just mentioned about the Sabbath, the new moons, the feast days, to make atonement for us. So keep that in mind. And even I'll even tell you how, if you can read before that, how to measure these things out. The flour, the oil, and all of these things. And it even tell you how much animals to give to the priests of our own livestock that Abiyah bless us with during that time. So keep these things in mind. We're going to have plenty. He said he's going to make sure everything will multiply over. No, all be clean animals that we eat, brothers and sisters. All going to be non-GO products. Animals. You can put your life on that. So right here, verse 16 reads, it said, all the people of the land are to give this contribution to the prince of YAH. We're going to get more into the prince. That's why I said I'm going to have something special for you at the end, so you can know who this prince is. It's very important. So it said all the people of the land, that's verse 16. I'm reading this at this time from the scriptures. I'm going to use another scripture at the very end. Translation. So right here, 16, I read 16. So let me read 16. It says, all the people of the land are to give a contribution to the prince of YAH. So we're going to get into that, talking about who the prince is at that time. So it says everyone going to give a contribution to this prince at that time. It said, and 17, and on the prince are the ascending offerings, and the grain offerings, and the drink offerings at the feast, the new moons, the Sabbaths. See, right here it shows you I just want to mention this because some people don't know these things are individual, different set times. See, the new moon is not the Sabbath. The new moon is the moon. That's why I got to come. The Sabbath, the feast days. It's in all the appointed times of the house of YAH that we gather together. He is to prepare the sin offerings. It's very important. See, you see this? The prince will prepare the sin offering, which is an animal, and the prince is not the sin offering, but he's going to prepare the sin offering at the different times. He is to prepare. The prince will. We're going to find out who the prince is when we get there, when we go there. It's very special to let you know the prince was never a sin offering. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm trying to get my highlighter top back on. So keep that in mind, brothers and sisters. So he is to prepare the sin offering. Show you this prince going to prepare the sin offering. Show you right there the sin offering is reinstated. It never went away. It just Abiyah just stopped for a period of time to punish us. So let me continue. And the grain offerings and the ascending offerings and the peace offering to make atonement for the house of YAH. See, who's going to make atonement for us? The prince will. So we're going to get into who the prince is of that time. So the prince, so we got priests and we got we got priests, more than one priest, and we got a prince. They're going to make atonement for the house of YAH, the whole 12 tribes. So keep that in mind. That's at that time we're gonna be one. We'll be no longer be called two nations, Yada and YAH. We just be the whole 12 tribes. Just be we all be one, back in one. You can read that in Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 18. It says, "Thus saith Yah, the created Yah, in the first moon, and on the first of the new moon, you are to take a young bull, a perfect one." You see why I keep saying perfect one? Because we got to put it out of the land. Our people kept bringing defiled ones, unclean ones, blind, crippled, with all kinds of diseases. So right here it's a perfect one, and shall cleanse the set apart place. You see that? And the priest shall take some of the blood of the sin offering and put it on the doorpost of the house. You see that? So keep in mind, the prince is the one who he gonna prepare this. The priest gonna be the one that gonna do sprinkling. So keep that in mind. So we got the prince doing one thing. He preparing the sin offering and the grain offering and the sin offering. That's found in verse 17. So we got the prince doing a function and a peace offering to make atonement for the house of YAH. So he prepared all of these things, getting it ready. Then the priest gonna do right here in verse let me get my place again in verse 19. And the priest, let me highlight that, and the priest shall take some of the blood of the sin offering and put it on the doorpost of the house. See, to make atonement for it. On the four corners of the ledge of the slaughter place, and on the post of the gate in the inner court, and do the same for the 7th of the new moon. For anyone who make a mistake of or is foolish, and you shall make atonement for the house, and in the first moon, on the 14th day of the new moon, you have a Passover, a feast of 7 days. Unleavened bread is eaten. And on that day, the prince shall prepare for himself and for all the people of the land a bull for a sin offering. You see how I repeat that again? See, the prince is the one who preparing this. So these are all the things we got to know, and we're going to rehearse this over and over. I pray that you listen to this video, brothers, each and every one of you, and sisters, till you memorize this, especially the brothers and the ones that are the priests of YAH. It's very important that we get this locked in our mind, brothers and sisters, understand the things and the function and get familiar with this. See, right now we're getting familiar with this right now. It say, so right here we know so it said, on that day the prince shall prepare. Told YAH, I was thinking about some things in my mind, how YAH revealed these things to me today, tonight, and it's wonderful to make a distinction right here. I saw clear than when I read it before. It said, on that day the prince shall prepare for himself and for all the people of the land a bull for a sin offering. You see that? See, so this bull is an animal for a sin offering. And the prince, we're going to get into who the prince is in a moment. I want to say that for the very end, if I can hold out. I'm pretty sure because I only have a couple more verses to go in Ezekiel. So right here, the prince shall prepare for himself, see, for himself and for all the people of the land a bull for a sin offering. So just think about this prince doing some work. So the prince is standing out. We got the priest, and we got the priest of also of the sons of Zadok that come near the QODESH place and do all of their functions. And then we got the other priests that got and do all the other work outside of the QODESH place. And then we got this one who is a prince. So keep that in mind. So right here it says, during the 7th day of the feast, he prepared a ascending offering to YAH. See, who do this? This one called the prince. He prepared a ascending offering to YAH, 7 bulls and 7 rams, perfect ones, daily for 7 days, and a male goat daily for the sins offering. And he prepared a grain offering of 1 ephah for each bull and 1 ephah for each ram, together with a hin of oil for each ephah. It's in the 7th moon, and on the 15th day of the new moon, and at the feast he prepared like these 7 days. See, and that 7th moon, this is the end of feast, what they call tabernacle. See, he prepared like these 7 days as the sin offering, and as the ascending offering, as the grain offering, and as the oil. So keep that in mind. So I'm gonna cut that off right here in 45, and so this is gonna be a part. Finish off the 3rd lesson for part 3. So keep that in mind. And so I'm gonna read some from Hosea from this book, and also I'm gonna use another translation because it show you even plainer. And one day I'm gonna do it off my phone so you can actually see it for yourself. Unless you got scripture like this, then you can see it.